Hi everyone. So I was gonna make this video and then do like a thumbnail and all of that. And then I was thinking back to a conversation that I had with Piper a while ago about just getting on here and doing a live because it's my channel and I can. And it's easier. So I just finished recording videos for Starting Out Solitary. For those of you who don't know, I am Thursday's host for Starting Out Solitary. So I uploaded the video for this week, and then I was thinking, I'm doing Bloxist this year, and I was thinking, and I was making lists, and I was like, oh, I have all these things that I'm gonna make videos about. And then I was like, I'm an Aries, and I get distracted by shiny things. And so I figured it would probably be easier just to live stream. Hi, for those of you who are new, my name is Belsa. I am a Reiki witch who has been doing this, I don't know, going on 20 years. I don't know, 18. A long friggin' time. It feels like I'm still a newbie, but I've been doing it a long time. So hi. So I've been getting all these things in my emails, and I prepare in August for just the chaos that is Black Friday, especially where I live. And so I unsubscribe to a whole bunch of stuff because I don't really want to see the ads. Because every year my family's like, what do you want for Christmas? Because they celebrate Christmas. It's not really a religious thing. It's just what we do. And every year I'm like, I don't know, just get me a gift card for books. And then I was having this very long conversation with my husband in the car the other day about how I really like the smell and the texture and the turning of the pages of the books, but I feel like it's super wasteful, and I'm trying really hard to get over that, and I'm just not doing very well with that. I think it would be easier for me to, I think it would be less wasteful for me to download a PDF, read the book, have it as an electronic copy, but there's just something about the experience of flipping through a book that is really just, I don't know. I really like it. So we were talking about consumerism and this like plastic witchcraft thing that a lot of people have taken over. And I think Avalon started it, actually. I don't really know. Our community has gotten very large in the last couple of years, and I don't know who started what anymore. But anyways, I know that Avalon has talked about it. Piper has talked about it. I know that Katie has talked about it. Pandora has talked about it. It's this thing where we, as pagans in this consumerist world, we buy all these things, and we go out and we buy crystals, and we go out and we buy Palo Santo is really big right now because the holy tree that we take Palo Santo from is not growing back as rapidly as it was in history. And that gets into a whole nother conversation. But that's another conversation for another day. But I was thinking about it, and I was having these conversations about like all the things that come up. And a lot of us, I didn't really do a depth year per se, but I did in the beginning of the year when everybody else was talking about their depth year. Like, okay, what are my goals for this year? And this year, my whole like thing is go internal, and to spend time with myself and figuring out what I'm about, what I am not about, and kind of where I lie. I'm kind of in this weird transition period between like being a young adult and being like a big adult. I don't know how to describe that. This year was my 30th birthday, and so it's that weird transition phase for me. Anyways, so my husband and I were talking about different products and different things, and how I have all these things. As you can see behind me, I have lots of books, and lots of crystals and lots of other things. And so we were talking about depth year, and within next year, I will be doing a depth year, like an actual, like, here are my rules depth year, because I feel like rules are important. And as a shiny ADHD Aries, literally I am diagnosed with ADHD. I have difficulty focusing, and without rules to like keep me in check, this year kind of got away from me. And there were times that I had forgotten that my goal this year was to internally, kind of like take in my temperature, do some shadow work, and kind of get to that point. So anyways, where I was going with this. So my husband and I got this huge like Black Friday flyer. And it has all these like really cute nichey things that would be great for my altar. But I stopped using an altar 2 years ago. I wouldn't even really call them altars. Like I have spaces like that. Obviously I have statues and I have incense that I make and all of that. But I don't have like the traditional really big altar that has this, the male and the female, and I don't have that, and I don't feel called to have that. My different statues of the different gods that I work with, they get their offerings where they are. So I don't know. But there are lots of things that I would like to decorate my house with, and I'm drawn and I'm like, oh, I should buy that. And then I think about like all the plastic that's used to make that, and then all like the shipping. And then I think about the fact that I've been pagan a long time, and it's kind of gotten to the point where, like, as someone who has a Native American background, my dad is Korean Chittamauga, who was not raised in a Native American, but as I've had a child and as I've, kind of had that moment where I'm like, I know nothing about my culture. Like I went to powwows when I was little and I did this and I did that. And I have recipes, but I really am kind of to the point where I feel like I'm hoarding all of these things. I'm hoarding books and I'm hoarding crystals and I'm hoarding all these different herbs that I use, but I have way more than I really need. And those of you who follow my channel know that I am in the process of moving. It is a long and arduous process because I have custody of my ex-husband. That is still an ongoing process, so I'm not going to really speak to that. But what I can tell you is that when you're trying to move states, in general, you kind of look at that. And then with this calling that I've had to kind of look within and, next year do a depth year and all of these things, I look around and I'm like, what do I really need for my practice? And how can I help those around me who aren't where I am yet, or aren't going to get to where I am, where they want that big altar. They want, all those pretty tarot decks. And I think I have 7. And I don't think there's one more that I really want, but I don't think outside that I'm going to get another tarot deck until one of these decks decides it's time to move. There are, like I said, I think I have 6. There are 7 days in the week. Like, I don't need multiple decks for multiple days. That feels too much to me. And so, I find it interesting that as a culture together and as a community, some of us are kind of getting to that point where we're like, why are we doing this? Like, let's take through this process and talk about, why do I feel the need to buy that? Why do I need that new shirt? Or why do I need that book? Why do I need that rug? And I think it expands past just like our community and our spirituality. I think as a whole, at least in North America, it feels like there are certain people that are moving towards minimalism. I mean, there are entire communities about minimalism. And I'm not saying that we should be spiritual minimalists, although that has a catchy, thing to it. Nor do I think I could be a spiritual minimalist. But I think our life and our spirituality kind of mirror each other in a way that I think we forget sometimes. And as we go into like this dark part of the year where it is about, drawing closer together and being more of an inward thing. There's this beautiful picture that has been going around, and it's this tree with naked branches, and below it is like this like fox sleeping and this woman like reading a book. And that speaks to me in a way that I don't know that I can orally explain. But this year has been extremely weird as far as weather goes. We didn't get spring till way late. And so as I kind of come up onto this new year, it's a reflection period for me. And I think a reflection period for our community, just based on the Facebook groups and the YouTube channels that are talking about depth years and plastic witchcraft and consumerism and all that thing. And I think together as a community, maybe we could have like resources where like, hey, here's what all we're getting rid of. I know that Avalon did that before when she was moving. And I know that like Pandora has been getting rid of stuff as well. And I think maybe we should find an open place to like do that. And I think a lot of us are talking about, you know, spending habits and all of that. So maybe in exchange, like there are lots of decks that I used to have that I have given to other people. And I think it's just become so easy to go out and buy something else and replace it. And so maybe like a pagan garage sale, I don't know. At this point, it's just a lot of things happening. Like there's a lot of waste happening both in our mundane lives and in our spiritual lives, and kind of like echoing like a chamber sort of. You know, we just finished Halloween. So, I mean, my daughter and I went out to look at stuff, and there were adorable little pumpkin things, and she wanted to buy them, and they were all plastic and made in China. And so even if we're not ready to like, you know, let go of all these things, maybe we should be more conscientious about where they come from. And this is something that I've spoken to on my channel before, is that I really am trying, as I move forward into this new house, to get things that are really local to me, like plants that are close to me, or you know, artisans that are close to me that are building offering bowls and I don't know, containers and all of these things out of clay, and all like someone sewing bags together for like that, instead of, you know, paying soup. I know it's more expensive, but maybe if we're not so hyper consuming focused, then we would have more to spend on things that are close to us. So this is just me kind of contemplating life and kind of where I am and thinking out loud, but I would like some feedback from our community. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next week here on YouTube.